Hello, and welcome to Appleton Engaged. I'm your host, Timber Smith, Special Assistant to the Mayor for Community, Culture, and Belonging. And Appleton Engaged is a podcast that explores the many people, organizations, and resources that make our community a great place to live, work, and play. So whether you're a longtime resident or just getting to know Appleton, join us as we learn more about our community together. Happy Podcast Day, Appleton Engaged listeners. We are excited to be here today. And as usual, what always makes me excited is a great organization, something that adds value to our community, and a great guest to share this amazing resource with us. And this week particularly is close to me because it's about our vets. As a person who's worn that uniform at one time, it is so important to make sure that our vets know where these services and these opportunities to connect with the resources are to give them what they are due. So this week's guest is Kell, Bales, County Veteran Service Officer for Outagamie County. Hey, Kell, what's going on?
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing, Timber?
I'm doing great, actually. How about you?
It's truly a beautiful day, not weather-wise, but it's a gorgeous, wonderful day anytime we can talk about our veterans and the support that we offer them on a daily basis.
I'm going to challenge you on the weather only because since it is not snowing and it is not blowing cold, it's a pretty decent day.
It is, and it was sunny here as I was walking up, so this is, yes, a great day for sure.
It is a great day, but I am with you also. Well, Kell, can you please tell us about yourself and your association with Appleton and the surrounding Fox Cities region?
Oh, absolutely glad to. Quite fascinating to be up here in City Hall, having grown up in Appleton. It's here for most of my youth, I guess, filled life, from everything from elementary all the way up through high school. I did attend Appleton West and am a proud graduate, and exciting there. I went off to college for a few years and didn't quite go the direction I wanted to, so I wound up enlisting in the Air Force, thinking I was going to be in the Air Force for about 4 to 6 years, about 23 years, 2 months, 12 days, and about 16 hours later, I was a retiree and looking for the post-military lifestyle, and decided to move back home where my parents still reside, near Appleton West. It's fun. Moved back temporarily, and then currently living in Kimberly.
Let me just ask, what'd you do in the Air Force?
What did I do in the Air Force? Great question. Most I can't tell you because it was top secret work. And you know the saying.
Yes.
We won't go there today. But all joking aside, did a lot of great things. My first career field was in satellite communications, essentially kind of playing Army for all practical purposes, throwing on the uniform, setting up defensive fighting positions, working on these large tactical systems. I'm dating myself now because most of these satellite systems are now condensed into a box that one would throw out in the field with a small antenna. We were playing with 20-foot satellite dishes that were part of a trailer setup, multi-million-dollar units. Again, now everything is in a little plug-and-play box.
Funny how technology works.
Oh, my gosh. And then from there, I went into the linguist career field, studied Spanish, and was a Spanish language analyst for the rest of the time. A lot of that being in the training environment, training our newest Air Force and Army personnel how to use those language skills in the field.
That's pretty awesome.
It was pretty cool, I'm not going to lie.
Okay. Well, Kell, can you please tell us about your resource now?
Sure. Again, as you mentioned, I am the Outagamie County Veteran Service Officer. Took on that position about August of 2024. I tell you what, we have an astounding team, and I'll give a shout out later as well, but we now have a full 7-up, a full-time employee office, and what we're here for is to support our veterans. I mean, that's the bottom line. We love to work with them on everything from the VA benefits, whether that's health, whether that's a claim, whether it's educational benefits, and for some reason we seem to kind of be the nonstop shop, or whatever you'd want to call it.
The one-stop shop.
The call center for everything veteran related. We've even received calls on, hey, my husband's scooter is broken. He's a veteran. Where can we get it fixed? And we honestly will take a little bit of extra time and do a little bit of research. And we may not have all the answers, which I'm glad we do not. But we do have a phenomenal network of people that do have the answers. Or again, we will be willing to take the time to search those answers and even get back to the one individual. I need my scooter fixed. But by and large, it's again, we're working with claims and how to navigate the Veteran Administration. It's a big machination, as you can imagine. It's big government. So there's a plethora of forms out there. Not all the forms are quite friendly and or user-friendly or easy to follow. That's where our expertise comes in. We have a lot of veterans, for instance, especially the younger ones that are computer savvy, don't have any issues going online, and essentially will try to start the process on their own. And we applaud them for that. Absolutely, that's great. But at some point, traditionally, they will hit some type of roadblock along the way.
That is correct.
And they'll get some form back from the VA saying, you have this time or that time, or we need this now, and they kind of, that proverbial record scratch, right? Now what? Now they come to our office. So no matter what, if you started those claims on your own or those benefits processes, that's okay. That's what we're here for. We serve about 9,000 plus veterans in Outagamie County. We have a few that are, because of the close proximity to Winnebago County and Calumet County, a couple folks here and there that may work in Appleton or the Appleton area that will serve because of their work schedules and things. But by and large, it's the awesome veterans and their families of Outagamie County.
Are you able to serve veterans who aren't located in Outagamie County? Because you are correct in this. There is this mesh in the address system where some people, I think they don't know which, if they're living in Winnebago or Outagamie because the lines all blur and some of that.
They do.
And even Calumet, right?
They do,
because
truly.
there's spaces where it all blurs.
Just literally down the street, like not even a quarter, maybe a half mile, we're in Calumet County territory. So by and large, we're going to ask some questions, look at their address, ask them where they're from. If they don't know, again, there's some good web resources to kind of figure out what county they fall under. But by and large, we're there to help others. One of the challenges, of course, is that we are paid through by Outagamie County tax levy specifically. We get no federal funding. We get a very small grant from the state of Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, but by and large it comes through tax revenue. So to be fair to the Outagamie County residents, we want to make sure that we're taking care of them, just like Calumet County has their own VSO, Winnebago County has a phenomenal team, Brown County has a phenomenal team. All the folks out there have these great VSO teams to support them in their respective counties.
As someone who runs into veterans in the community, and I'm always like, do you know about the County Veteran Service Office? And sometimes it's like, huh?
Exactly.
No. And then there's the what I want to call veteran hesitancy.
Yes.
To engage it, right?
Yes.
Can you share with the Appleton Engaged listeners, what can you expect when you walk in the door?
Well, I tell you what, we have a very friendly and welcoming center. Funny you mentioned that. I've literally had veterans sit down like, I didn't know what to expect. I thought you were going to kind of yell at me or be angry with me, and we're 180 degrees out from that. We're very welcoming. We want to be very innovative, very effective, very transparent, honest. Again, these are some of our core values, our visions you can find online. We're there to help you out. And with, like you mentioned, there's a great hesitancy, and that could be maybe a veteran experienced PTSD, had some difficulties, or maybe it's someone that experienced military sexual trauma that unfortunately occurs within the military, or maybe they just didn't know about us. No matter the cause or situation, we want them to get into our front doors. Now, truth in lending, we have very few walk-up services. We could provide your DD 214 if you are in the area, if you were a Wisconsin resident, or send it to Wisconsin. If not, we can help you get it from other sites to include the national site. Things like a intent to file, for instance. Someone thinks, I may want to file a claim in the future. Let's go ahead and fill out what we would proverbially call the save the date. If they are a Wisconsin resident and a qualifying veteran, according to state statute, we can potentially help them out with the veteran identifier for the Wisconsin driver's license. If they are 70% service-connected disabled, then we can assist them with a state park sticker. And there are just a lot of different services. But the first thing is we truly want them to walk through our front door. We want to greet them and then sit there and figure out how can we help this veteran out. And if we're not the best agency, we're well connected with a plethora of great agencies across the Fox cities.
what are some of the things that veterans walk in the door to accomplish? Because I think that's important to know. What do you see often or typically, or maybe even something that the public or our audience may not know that you're able to do?
Sure, great question. So the predominance of support we provide, again, is navigating the VA system, and whether that is a claim for something they were seen for, treated for, diagnosed with in service that continues to be an ailment to this day. Hopefully there was some kind of continuity of care. Hopefully there's something in their service treatment record. We can still work with you if not. They're just a little bit more difficult. We have some questions on educational benefits has been a real big one recently. So if you're a Wisconsin veteran, there are some potential benefits available for you. And if you get to a certain disability level of 30%, for instance, now your family dependents have up to 128 credit hours at a University of Wisconsin system or technical school. Again, they have to be a qualifying veteran. There's more to it than just simply 30%. But those are the predominance, the biggest two issues. But we can help with if a veteran passes away, if a widow comes in, for instance, what types of benefits might there be? And so we refer them to our office staff, and we can go through those checklists and those processes and say, here's what you're entitled to. But we'll, again, as I mentioned, we've had all sorts of interesting situations. We had an individual last year donate about a $25,000 wheelchair, powered wheelchair, and then we kind of put a call out to veterans who's needing it. We went through a couple things, went through a couple names, and at the end, we're able to give this away. We do have some, I would call, hand-up services. We all find ourselves in difficult situations. So if a homeless veteran comes in, for instance, there are some resources that we can connect them to. If we have a veteran perhaps got a little bit higher than normal energy bill, we'll connect them to another resource. Or maybe they just need gas to get to their next appointment. Maybe they're without a job right now and they need to get to that next job interview. Hey, here's a hand up. Don't like to call them handouts because we're really not a social services organization, but we're there truly to help the veterans.
Kell, at this time, can you share a story that'll help our Appleton Engaged listeners understand the impact of what happens at our County Veteran Service Office?
Absolutely, and really there are just so many out there to really hit on. I wanted to, we posted on our social media and our Facebook page for 2024, for instance. We were able to get just millions of dollars, $2.967 million in retroactive payments. And what that means is that a veteran came in, filed for a claim, they were working through the VA, and perhaps maybe it was denied the first time, and then we had to do a supplemental claim, and then maybe that came back. And we've been very tenacious. Our staff is very tenacious in assisting our veterans. We're going to basically go down every path we possibly can to include engaging our legislation, to include our newly elected congressman in the area, Congressman Tony Weed, his staff, Ron Johnson. So we're here to really, and those are apolitical positions to help veterans out. It's great. But $2.967 million in retroactive payments, tax-free, going to the pockets of our veterans. We had a veteran come in recently that kind of had given up hope. We said, hey, we're going to work with you. And then they got about $100,000 in their bank account tax-free, and now they're service-connected for life. Those are great things. And these are stories that we repeat over and over. Another young man, young family, having some struggles, some difficulties, wanted to come in kind of for some of that hand up. Said, hey, by the way, are you service-connected? He goes, well, I've heard about that, but, I just never did anything with it. And before you know it, in a matter of a year and change, he's now at 100%. And when you're at 100% permanent and total, that opens up a whole new opportunity for benefits. So this young man went from absolutely nothing, struggling, to now over $4,000 in monthly compensation tax-free, and then the other benefits to include a Wisconsin property tax credit because he's 100% permanent total, or you could be 100% individual unemployability. We talk more details in the office, but that's a great life-changing event, and I can't tell you how many of our veterans who come in our office hesitantly or because, hey, I heard so-and-so over here suggested I come in, are now going away with 20, 30, 40, 70, 100% life-changing opportunities. And you figure even for someone who perhaps a veteran, one of the biggest claims, or I should say the most prevalent claims we put in is for tinnitus. Most veterans were exposed to loud noise in one capacity or another, whether it was their occupation, their MOS, their AFSC. We all had to do at some point small arms fire. A lot of times the hearing protection that was provided was not very adequate, as you well know.
What you mean, those squishy things?
Oh
they
my
had
gosh,
you put?
yes, yeah. So let's put in a tinnitus claim for you, or tinnitus, and both terms are acceptable in the ENT world. Get you that 10%, $175.51 a month as of 2025. But that also opens the door to VA healthcare, which is just such a great benefit for veterans. We have a tremendous VA healthcare center here, John H. Bradley Center, named after the gentleman, namesake, of course, who was at Outagamie. You have the very famous statue with the veterans, the military members holding up the flag. He was from Appleton, graduated from Appleton High School. That was before Northwest or East, of course, downtown, now the admin building, but graduating from there, for instance. So just lots and lots of opportunities to get connected, to find the resources. Sometimes it becomes monetary. But for instance, our Vietnam veterans, with the PACT Act being passed a little over 2 years ago, many of those veterans were turned down time and time again, 40, 50, 60 years, and they kind of had given up hope. Last administration came in, new current administration's kind of carrying that on of how can we help our veterans that were exposed to these toxins like Agent Orange or the Camp Lejeune, for instance, or for our desert veterans, for instance, the burn pits and the oil fires. How do we help these people out? And we have a plethora of resources to look at service connecting them. So, for instance, even if a Vietnam veteran comes in, they're exposed to Agent Orange, they've been married, they may be rated at a 0% rating, which is non-monetary, but that still opens the door for the VA healthcare. But guess what? When the time comes and they leave this earth, if on their death certificate hypertension was listed, now we can also support that widow, and that widow may be eligible for death indemnity compensation. So not only is the veteran getting a phenomenal benefit while they're still here, but there's an opportunity to help the spouse, help dependents, and even the widows at that time when it comes.
That is amazing.
Truly, truly.
How big's your team?
So as I mentioned earlier, we have a full-up team of 7. Very, very excited for that. This is the first time in the history of Outagamie County we've had 7 full-time. For quite a while, we've had the 7th was a part-time. We worked with our county executive, Thomas Nelson, strong supporter of our veterans initiatives in our office. He advocated on our behalf, went to the county board. They advocated, they passed, and we were able not only to take that part-time position, upgrade it to full-time, but we were able to increase it to a senior benefit specialist with that expertise. So again, we have 3 senior benefit specialists, 2 benefit specialists, an office assistant who's kind of our gatekeeper. She does very well. And then, of course, myself as the county veteran service officer. But the team doesn't stop there. We collaborate, across the boundaries, as you mentioned, with our cohorts in Brown County. And really, we have a great Wisconsin County Veteran Service and Tribal Veteran Service group that we belong to. Fox Valley Veterans Council is one of our great partners out there that are helping veterans. Levin, Beaming Incorporated, they have a great opportunity for that equine therapy. Just right here in Enna, literally just down the south on I-41, just off the beaten path, just slightly. I mean, we have probably 100-plus veteran-centric organizations helping out veterans in the Fox cities. When I've talked to people coming up from Madison, for instance, in Dane County or Milwaukee County, they're just blown away by the amount of veteran support in the area and the number of organizations helping veterans out.
That is facts.
It is facts. 100% facts.
And then I want to just throw in there a little bit about, because, my world was working with our veterans in higher ed.
Yes.
And there's that close tie also, working with those benefits specialists under the umbrella of that college.
Correct. Oh, my gosh. Our team over at the Fox Valley Technical College.
Oh, that's a great team.
Oh, yeah. Bill Trombley and his folks. It's amazing. I tell you what, they truly are the subject matter experts. So as I mentioned earlier, if we don't have the answer, we have the people that have the answer. And to mention the Fox Valley Tech as well, they have a great program called Innovator Accelerator for Veterans. I took that about A couple of years ago, I went on to build my own business. We now have 3 establishments, and just another resource for veterans, whether it's going to college for perhaps, I don't know, if they want to go for small engine repair, perhaps for their driver's license, for maybe truck driving, for instance, or firefighting or law enforcement. I mean, we have such a great partnership with the Fox Valley Tech and their Veteran Resource Office. But I have great things to say about University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh, Green Bay, Northeast Wisconsin Technical College. I mean, these are the folks that really are helping the veterans as well navigate those educational pieces too.
Absolutely. Are there any upcoming initiatives, events, or engagement opportunities?
Always. And I tell you what we do well at is sharing those resources. Probably the best, most up-to-date page, of course, will be our Facebook page under Outagamie County Veteran Service Office. But we're trying to share as much as possible when we hear about the different events throughout the community, what's coming up. I know that there's a big event coming up in August, for instance, at Genesis Impact Sports, working with Frag Out podcast, and some great things there. We, as our office, are getting out. I know we have a VA 2K walk run coming up at the John H. Bradley Center. Again, just a plethora of activities where we're trying to get out. We bought a tent last year, or I should say a canopy last year. Got the tables. We're going to be going out. We got a popcorn machine. We invite other people in the building to come in to Poppin' Friday. Nice fun double entendre there to enjoy some popcorn and let them know with even internally what we're doing to support veterans. And that's been a great opportunity, outreach, collaboration. And I tell you what, it doesn't stop. We started a great hotel voucher program for our homeless veterans, specifically when there's a time for need with inclement weather. We just teamed up with the Veteran Lutheran Social Services of Wisconsin and Upper Michigan with their Make a Ride Happen program, for instance, where veterans for non-VA appointments, meaning if you have an appointment at the Appleton, Green Bay, or Milwaukee office, you can get a ride for free through the DAV. These are folks that may have a community care appointment or a compensation pension exam, or maybe the one time a month they need to go out and do some shopping. We are starting a program this month where those rides will be covered for those veterans. That's been the biggest gap in the Fox cities, has been transportation, which is affordable. The Valley Transit, for instance, has a great program where veterans ride for free if they have that veteran healthcare ID. Again, there's some other programs out there, but we're real excited. So just, again, the best thing to do is either stop in our office. You can check out our website. It's going to be outagamie.org/veterans. That will take you to our page. Again, our Facebook page, Outagamie County Veteran Service Organization. You can give us a call. You can stop by. We have brochures. We're trying to get out in the community. Just a plethora of great organizations, great activities. I know Beaming Incorporated, again, with the equine therapy, has things. Hula, Wisconsin has great activities throughout the year. It just never ends in this area, which is phenomenal. If there's an interest, if there's something going on, a particular thing that you like to do or want to try to do, we can probably connect you with those resources.
Is there anything the community can do to be helpful?
Absolutely. One, a simple smile. A lot of veterans are very proud to wear their veteran hats out in public. A simple handshake, maybe just a fist bump. If you have the capacity to do so, maybe pay for their groceries. If they have a couple groceries, pay it forward. If you have an opportunity to hand them a gift card. I mean, the funny thing is that veterans are very humble. They are reluctant. They will not ask typically for things. But if something is given to them, by and large, they're typically very helpful. You can get involved with the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the AMVETS, the American Legions, the VFWs, those type of things, those type of organizations, because becoming a member, you're part of a bigger organization now that now has representation on Capitol Hill, for instance, and gets the ear of the Congress people out there to affect change on the legislation. So even just being a member doesn't mean you have to be an active member, but just joining those groups is great. Finding out when there are different veteran activities, volunteering at those, going to the homeless shelters. Hey, I'd like to drop off some items. Would you mind earmarking these for the veterans? So there are a plethora of ways to help out. But again, at the end of the day, if a simple smile, a simple thank you, a fist bump, hey, we see you, we notice you, thank you. That's huge alone.
All right. Well, Kels, I've got my own one I want to put out there, and I usually don't do this.
Sure,
but my
please.
one is, if you know a veteran that's utilizing the benefits or getting signed up for the things that they deserve, get them over to the County Veteran Service Office.
100%.
That is the greatest gift you can give them.
100%. Let me leave you with this, too, because, again, the humility that the veterans espouse, they will say, well, John over here or Sally over here has these injuries. I don't want to take money away from them. There's plenty of money going around. Let's leave that up to Congress. Let's leave that up to the administration as far as how much money is available out there. All I want the veteran to do is come in under their own merit in what they earn personally. Again, they could have the same job, same base, same everything, but they may not earn the same benefits. So these are individually earned benefits. Don't worry about the person to your right or left, front and back. I need them to come in and let's explore those benefits. Even if they're reluctant to, please come in, come see us. Let's have those conversations and let's get them connected to those resources that they earned.
Thank you. Now, let me just ask this. Earlier you went through the different ways that you connect with the County Veteran Service Office. There's a website and different online options. But I always think it helps if they know who they can reach out to.
Correct.
Who can they reach out to?
The Veteran Service Office, Outagamie County, or your local Veteran Service Office, and they are across the state. If you need help identifying that, we can help you out with that as well.
Okay. Can they call you?
They can call us, and that phone number is 920-832-5697 is our main line. Again, that's area code 920-832-5697. Now, again, we've quite busy with veterans, so you may have to leave a voicemail, but our goal is to get back to you within 24 hours the next business day as quickly as possible. There's also an email, veterans@outagamie.org. So that's veterans@outagamie.org. That's kind of our generic email. I look at those personally, and then we'll respond, again, as quickly as we possibly can and get you in the right direction.
Is there any additional information that you feel is important for the Appleton Engaged listeners to know that maybe we didn't ask a question about?
I think we nailed it pretty well. Again, the bottom line is we are here to serve you. And our tagline is, you served, now let us serve you.
Well, Cal, it is time for shout-outs. Who you shouting out?
I'm going to shout out to my team over there. They are rocking and rolling. It's an amazing team. We got Tammy, we got David, we got Nate, we got Tim, we got Ben, and we got Kay. And then, of course, great support from our county executive, Tom Nelson, from the Outagamie County board members that are great. The Veteran Service Commission, that's a great commission of 3 gentlemen that are veterans that help us navigate some of the financial pieces in our books. And again, the biggest shout out is to all our veterans. We thank you. We salute you. If you've not been to our office, please get to our office as soon as you possibly can.
All right. Well, Cal, I just want to take a moment here and say thank you for your service.
Thank you, Timber, as well, for your service.
And then just thank you.
Well, thank you.
All right. Appleton Engaged listeners, I want to say thank you to you. Thank you for giving us your minds and ears. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for caring about another amazing resource in our region, helping to make this place, Appleton, a better place to live, work, and play. You know we are working on trying to become the #1 podcast in Northeast Wisconsin, and we can't do that without your help. So what does that look like? A couple of things you can help us do. If you are listening to this podcast and you're thinking, I wish they would have asked a question like this, let us know. If you're listening right now and you're thinking, I should be on there because I've got an amazing resource, guess what? Let us know. And if you're listening and you're thinking, I want to learn more about this other resource and you want to recommend one, let us know. And you can reach out to us at belonging@appletonwi.gov. Once again, that is belonging@appletonwi.gov. The other thing we truly believe here is we have an amazing resource in the podcast Appleton Engaged. We want to get in front of as many eyes and ears as possible. And the way you do that is called analytics. So that means while you're listening to this podcast right now, take a moment and hit that subscribe button. take a few more moments and fill out a review. Or if there's an opportunity to give us 5 stars, give us those 5 stars. Those are all things that increase our analytics. And the better our analytics, the more eyes and ears in our region are able to learn about this amazing resource known as the Appleton Engaged podcast. Okay, Appleton Engaged listeners, once again, I can't tell you how excited this episode made me. I can't stress how important it is to make sure that our veterans are connected to these resources. They have worked for this, they have earned this, and they're so proud and humble that sometimes it takes a little nudging and a little coaxing to get them to go take care of their business. But once they're connected, it is good for life. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay curious, and stay engaged.